Hello, Ayub. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just let me grab some water.
Yeah, me too. But it's not water, it's coffee.
Well, always gotta keep hydrated. So yeah, happy to be here.
Nice to have you here. Hope all is well going at your end.
Yeah, actually, this week I have more time to focus on school than last week. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why I'm on the call. I missed I missed it last time, and man, I saw the recording. I wish I was
Yeah,
here. So yeah, if anyone is watching this, you don't want to miss the Skool Buddy calls. Okay, you can edit that. So yeah, hey
nice. Thank
Tim.
you.
Hello, good afternoon from Italy.
Good
How's
afternoon.
everybody
Good, sir.
doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Okay, just having a cup of coffee.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
So I'll disappear in a minute to get it.
How have you been, Tim?
Toddling along slowly. You know, there are many things that don't fit together, and you have to do a little bit extra work to get them to fit together, and that's which pins me down.
Okay. But you're making progress, I assume.
Yeah, excellent. I'm using my system, and today, as being Monday, I started off with learning some Dutch, some Finnish, and some French.
Some Finnish. That's new, I think.
Well, it's been in the system; it just hasn't been revealed. That's all.
Okay.
But I've turned over a few Dutch words and some Finnish words in my head and my thinking from what I've learned, which I have not much.
I think Mindy could help you with the Dutch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Hi, Mindy.
that's hello.
Hello there, Mindy.
Hi.
Well,
how
I
are
lived in
you?
Holland for a while, but I never learned a bean.
What?
I lived in Holland for a while, but I didn't really learn anything about them. Hello.
Oh,
Tot
okay.
ziens.
Yeah,
And
it's not a language you really need outside of there. So
Well, it's not the fact that I don't need it. I just like to do it. Together with the other 29 languages. I just want to do it.
yeah, exactly.
but
How is
Mindy,
everyone?
I wanted to ask, is it Flemish or Dutch, your mother tongue?
Flemish.
Flemish, okay. Yeah, so I did remember that right. Which is like a dialect of Dutch, I suppose, right?
No, well, Dutch is the main language. It's actually officially just Dutch.
Okay,
That's the main language. But
okay.
in Belgium, you have it in Netherlands and you have it in Belgium. It's the same language, but it's not the same language. And then in Belgium, we call it Flemish and French because we are like divided.
Yeah,
But our Flemish is actually just Dutch.
yeah. So it's like a
With a
different
twist.
like dialect of Dutch. Like they have different dialects of English in different areas of England, something like that, I imagine.
Yeah, except for that it's two countries then.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And originally it used to be like one bigger thing, right, in the past.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's all to
so
do
yeah.
with the Spanish War of Accession or something, and then the French came along, and then Napoleon broke it up, and then some of them didn't
Yeah.
like it later on, and Napoleon too didn't like it either.
Yeah. Hello, Mark.
And there's from the people I've talked to when I do my reenacting, there's some sort of dissatisfaction with one segment of that group who seem to be lazier than the others.
Welcome, Mark. How are you, Mark? How's it going?
All right. Realizing that with the chaos that there now is on the roads, courtesy of schools having restarted, we now have 4 times the regular traffic, and it's costing me way too much time and commutes. So it means I'm going to restructure a bunch of things that were happening in my life and which previously were doable, and now, for the time they're going to cost me, not doable any longer.
You're going to buy a new tank.
No, that's not it. It's just a matter of me not running errands, which would normally take 20 minutes, and instead end up taking me well over an hour each.
Yeah.
You're
It's
going
not-
to kick the car buddies out.
I would say it's more about protecting my calendar, because my time is in very short supply, and it's far more valuable than time spent idling in traffic.
Mark, if I may, what's your schedule looking like? You know, what's eating the most in your daily life, I would say.
Remember that starting Wednesday, I'm back to my regular day job.
Okay.
The unfortunate thing about it is that the hours are a bit scattered over 4 days, where really they could be condensed into 3, if not even 2 days.
Yeah.
And that way I wouldn't even need to show up on campus for a good 3 days out of 5.
Okay.
But that would involve administration being a little more accommodating rather than just tossing around wherever they think they found a free slot.
Mhm.
I see.
As it is right now, the stupid thing is that, for example, on a Friday, it was okay up until a few days ago, and some fool decided to put 2 hours between 8 and 10, and the very last 2 hours between 1:30 and 3:30. And during the 3.5 hours in between, I'm left there waiting like a lemon.
Yeah.
which is a complete waste of my time. Mind you, I usually make myself unavailable. That is to say, I head off elsewhere to a nearby garden, and I keep myself occupied with other useful things like recording videos and such. I've already planned a number of things that can take place during that time so that it doesn't get wasted.
Yeah.
But I need to be fiercely protective of my time. That's the thing.
I see. Yeah. So I'm happy to see that you're already making progress in that regard. That you're making it useful. So scheduling videos to record and maybe spend that time to respond to people and interact with people on Skool as well, because that takes a lot of time as well. For example, me, well, what I do this as of now is that I have Mondays for social interactions on Skool. So I mainly spend the day just commenting on people's posts, adding value, interacting with people, responding to messages, creating posts. So that takes a lot of time. So that too can be done, during those hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something that I still cannot understand to this very day. So I see people out there, Mindy can probably shine some light on this, that have recently managed to get themselves the start. They've only been on Skool for barely 4 weeks, we're talking about. But then I get to hear that they're averaging something like 450 activities a day. Who on earth, as in how are they spending their time? As in those 450 activities, are half of those or 3/4 of those likes? Because I'm starting to think most of them are likes, just handed out.
Yeah.
450 is not a lot. Do you know how much my community had yesterday?
We're looking at individuals here, not communities.
Oh, individuals.
Individuals.
A person doing more than
I have
450
between
interactions.
400 and 1,000 every day.
Yeah,
but you're doing this for time.
The question is, if you were to break them down in terms of what they were made of, how many of those were actually likes, and how many were comments, and how many were GIFs? Because to me, GIFs is different than commenting.
Yeah, I think for me it's around probably 50-50.
50% would be likes.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, that I can understand. What about comments, valuable comments to GIFs? What do you think the ratio is?
What, for me? Or
for most people you've seen? Because
yeah, that depends.
I mean, for people to get those kind of numbers, I mean, to me, they're way more than what I normally do.
Yeah, but that's because they have a mission and they're going for it. That's That's because it serves them some purpose. If not, they would not do it, right?
It's a numbers game. The
Yeah.
more you get, the more you get back.
Go Dan,
Mark.
go Dan.
And then
Mark.
it's also the time element. How many people spend their time clicking by the numbers?
Mark, can I ask? Let's rewind this to the beginning. So you're talking about community owners that got a star, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've barely been on Skool for a month, let's say, because I observed similar.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're asking about the activities. And so at first I thought you were talking about community activities, but you're talking about
No, the owner's
individuals.
activities.
And here about the owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Mindy, you said you have between 500 and 1,000 activities that you do, but that is across all the
Yes,
community,
yes.
right?
We're talking daily school activity,
Yeah.
average daily school activity.
But
Now
that
the
has
question
nothing
is
to do with ranking the star.
exactly. So I was
No,
just going
because
to ask.
of course, if it's inside another community, that doesn't contribute to your star.
Exactly. So somebody who, like Mindy, 500 to 1,000 activities, that could be that only 20 in her own community. I'm just saying something, right?
Mm.
And so do those activities count towards the star? They don't, right? All those outside. It's only
Only the ones inside the community count.
yeah, and it's the activities also of the community, not just the community owner. I don't think you can have a community.
Yes, mind you, for the sake of the star, it's the community activities that count. Now, part of those could be from the owner, but if it depends only on the owner, then that would be absurd.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. Let's say the community. So, for me now, the video journey has a few members, well, 25 roughly, but compared to those few members, quite a lot of activities. But if those activities, let's say, came, like 98% from me and 2% from the community, I don't think the star ranking algorithm, whatever, how it works, would rank it the same. I think it should give priority to the community.
It wouldn't be possible also, because what would you like if only 2% is posting something? You cannot have 98.
Mm-hmm.
You have a point.
But I do think that I do really think that the ranking of your community is a little bit that it's influenced by the way how active you are on Skool. I think if you are active every day, I do think it has a benefit, because we have the two communities of Angela and Maren, who are both the dog communities. They're both having the same engagement going. It's like similar thing going on. And Angela is all the way up here and Maren is all the way there. And what the Maren does is 1 week per month, she goes on holiday. She doesn't log in. So that was like, oh. And because I'm in all community, well, not in all community, but I'm just like spread out, I do think that has something to do with it.
Mind you, the algorithm definitely pays attention to how active the owner is. That's for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, it's mentioned as one of the things that boosts the community rank.
One other thing I believe it takes into consideration is the quality of members that you have in your group. So I saw somewhere, I saw somewhere that if your community has spammers or has inactive profiles in it, it affects the ranking of your community. Mm-hmm. So what I did, for example, even though my community is just starting and I had 11 people in it, I looked into the members and I saw 2 that didn't really fit my target audience. That's 1. And 2, they didn't seem like genuine profiles, like genuine people. They just asked to be there, and I accepted them because I'm only beginning. But then when I looked deeper into them and to their activity, they don't seem like actual real people. So I kicked them out, even though on paper it would it would make my community look better to have more people than less, but I don't really care about that number as much as I care about the quality
Yeah.
of people who are in it.
No,
So, yeah.
same here. In fact, I went through a similar exercise lately where I kicked out practically 20% of the members simply for being inactive for 3 months plus. On
But why?
school, on school in general, mind you, not
Yeah.
not in the community.
And what's the purpose of kicking them out?
Simply
It doesn't, so it doesn't affect
simply-
your scoring, your group
No,
scoring.
it doesn't. Members that are inactive are not influencing the ranking on Discovery at all.
Actually, mine took a hit after that. After it updated the numbers.
Yeah, because you threw them out. You lost members.
Mhm.
If you would have just
Yeah.
kept them in, even if they're even if they not do anything, it doesn't influence your ranking.
I
So
never saw
you're
that on
better to put them
Schoolers.
in.
I saw that on Schoolers. I saw that on
No,
Schoolers that you
no,
know
it's
if a community has members who are not who are spammers or who are not really active, it affects the community.
We're talking about two
Then you-
different things,
Yeah, exactly.
right? One
Okay.
is inactive
Yeah.
members, one is bad accounts. And bad accounts, I would by association, because they are being flagged all over the place in other places, then gives your community a bad reputation. That makes
Okay.
sense. Removing those or not letting them in the first place, right? If we can. And the other ones being inactive members. And there used to be a time, I think it's about half a year ago or so, when it was all of a sudden a big thing to remove all the inactive, the lurkers, because they affect your ranking. And Sam Ovens then set that straight, that it doesn't. And it's
Okay.
also now in the discovery, in your settings, where how you're ranked in is, it's written there, lurkers don't affect.
The thing is, with inactive members, my policy has been I'll leave the door open for people to return if they so want to.
Yes.
However, I don't see the point of holding a space for people who aren't responding in any way, even after I reach out.
Yeah, but maybe it's not a fit right now, but if you kick them out, they definitely will not buy because they're gone. But if you let them in, maybe in a year, they will say, oh, now it's time for me to pick up the project.
Right.
Yeah.
So the idea is to treat it more as a living email list. I understand.
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't affect, if we not have a community that is like where privacy is a big thing or something, like you have these sensitive subjects, but you don't really have that. So then I would just leave them in. But it's up to you. It's what you want to build, you know. It doesn't. Yeah, it's what you want to do. I did in the beginning also. I tossed them all out because I was like angry. They're not doing anything, and then I dropped. I was like, oh.
But
Yeah.
quick question, guys. So I saw, for example, I have one member in my community that is a member of if I recall, it's like 200 something communities, free communities, and I see that, and it doesn't really look good. They're all over the place. They can't be really active anywhere, and it doesn't seem like someone with a purpose. That's one. And two, they don't really, when we have the live calls, they don't really show up during the calls except for a few minutes here and there, and they show up in a very non-presentable manner, I would say. So I'm not gonna say professional because I like to keep it casual, but in a very unpresentable way. So and here's the kicker for me. The last call that I had, he was there, and now I couldn't post the recording right after, which I usually do, because now I will have to go back and edit, literally spend time, waste time, edit out the everywhere that he has been, literally. Yeah. So now I was thinking, okay, I don't want to kick him out. I don't want to kick people out because I don't want to make it's not personal, and I don't want that person to take it. I don't want to make unnecessary enemies. Literally, that's one. And two, I don't know if there is a possibility on Skool to exclude someone. So I know, for example, in classrooms or in calls, you can choose to have it, available only to select few people. But can you exclude people from? Can you have it the other way? I don't believe there is an option for that.
I don't think so, unless Dan has a solution for it, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
What kind of call are we talking about? Is it a Skool live call or a Zoom call?
Yeah, Skool live call in my community. Before, even when I had it on Zoom, he would show up the same way. And
yeah, but there you cannot let him in.
I do, but at first I didn't. Now I've done like this. This was my third call, so this week I'm gonna have my fourth call. But so in all the 3 calls, he didn't really show up properly. And the thing is, the sad thing is that I gave him feedback. I talked to him about it. I reached out, and I even offered to have a call. So I gave him some mentorship. I gave him some advice. I told him, hey, this is not appropriate. You have to show up in an appropriate manner. This is even for you, not just for me, but for you as a person. If you wanna really advance and make progress, and if you want people to be interested in you. So I gave all that feedback, and it feels like I hit a rock. So at the end of the day, I am seriously considering removing him, but I just wanted to bounce off ideas with other creators. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Thank you for sharing, Ayub. Before I reply, I just quickly want to say hello to Joshua. I think Joshua is joining us for the first time. He's a new member in Skool Buddies.
Hey, Joshua.
Can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah.
Welcome.
I can hear you.
Very nice. Would you like to say a few words, or you just want to listen for now?
I believe Joshua has a mic problem. We don't really we hear you so low, but there is also a few sometimes.
Yeah, I cannot really hear anything. Yeah, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, Joshua.
Can you hear me right now?
Now, yes.
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Joshua Beinzika. And actually, Beinzika means possible when translated in English, yeah? So you can call me Possible Joshua. Yeah, that's my name when translated into English. I'm happy, and I have been actually having some interaction and with Papa Dan and like with other members in this platform, but I'm also glad and also so happy to be part of this platform to learn more, to add on my knowledge and achieve my dream through this platform. I'm so grateful to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. Very nice to have you here. We're just discussing about having people on video calls like this. So yeah, just to bring you up to speed, what we've been talking about. Thanks. So Ayub, if it's just about the person not being presentable on camera, you could turn off their video. Would that be an option?
It is an option, but also here's the thing. When I have these recordings, my vision is that I want it to be quality content for people who attend and also for people who watch it after. So if you have quality interactions, for example, this is what we're doing right now. We have quality interactions. We bounce off ideas. So that's interesting. And as principle, as I said, be interesting, and people will be interested in you. So, and also, if you have interesting content, people will be interested in that content, and will want to to sit through and watch 60, 90 minutes recording of a call. But if you have 5, 10, 15 minutes of, I wouldn't even say low quality interaction, but well, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, awful interactions. So you just have to edit that out, really. You just, well, we have to be polite and open and welcoming on the call. Yes, I totally agree. But then again, after the call, the recording, I would love that to be on the better quality end than other thing.
Yeah.
Maybe what I'm saying is not politically correct, but I'm just gonna speak up my mind, really. And no disrespect intended or anything, but literally it's about having quality interactions and quality content, or low value interactions, I would say, and low value content.
Any other ideas from the other members? Mine was shut off the video. Mindy, Mark?
Sorry, say again, please.
Yeah, so my suggestion to deal with this whole situation would have been maybe, disallow the video, because you can do that in Skool. Can I just try it with Ayub?
Please do. Please.
Because you brought this up. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Because I can turn off video, but now I'm going to disable video.
Okay, so let me see. So it shows that you can no longer enable your video. So I don't have the permission.
Right. So it's an override by the owner.
It's an override, yeah. So now I'm going to allow video, and now you should be able to do it again.
Yeah, you can now share your video. So
thank you. Which makes sense, because that way you're giving admin rights to the community owner, even with his calls.
No, but we can't. I can't do that. So when I click on you, Mark, I can see only enter full screen. I can't ban you, or I can't really.
Oh yeah, let's take this opportunity to welcome Mark as an admin of Skool Buddies, because we've talked about this on a recent call, Mark and I, and so Mark is an admin of Skool Buddies, and the reason mainly also, should I not be able to make this call, Mark could jump in for me. And so, Mark, you should now have all those controls, actually, to override videos. You can allow or...
Turn off my video, Mark, please.
I'm wondering, hold on a second. So it works on then if I want to try it out?
Yeah, it would. It would.
All right. So let's say, for example, I decide to mute him.
I can unmute. Now, disable, you should be able to disable that completely. I'm not sure.
What?
The audio, you're able to disable, disable audio, then I cannot turn it on again.
Oh, whoops, that was disabled video.
Oops, Mark's hand slipped.
Yeah, but not audio, right?
So let's allow video again. Let's disable his audio. What now? Nothing? Ooh, I gagged him. Right. No, that feels wrong. Yeah, that felt wrong.
These we have available. So those are tools. I like this, especially if the call is big and then you have one person who, shares something inappropriate, but you don't want to kick them off, you can disable their camera. Or somebody, you keep muting them. I'm talking about past calls I had. You keep muting them because they keep unmuting and they have noise going on in the background. Then you're like, okay, now I've had enough. You disable that audio, right? Yeah. But to get back to Ayub, how to handle this, I have another idea, but I would like to, ask the community first. Mindy, do you have any suggestions, or Tim, how to deal with this inappropriate or low quality?
Yeah, exactly. If he's in 150 communities and is not really contributing, and he's contributing in a way that you don't want, then I would just not have him. Mm-hmm. I let in, every day I let in around 100, 150 people in Rise community. I go to everything. I go to everybody. And if they're in 150 communities, I always look at if I can find any answers in any community from them. I look how many followers I have. I just look at the whole thing, and if if it isn't a match, they don't come in.
Okay, makes sense. Thank
It's a
you.
bit, but it's yeah.
Yeah, in fact, generally speaking, the way I handle my community now, I tend to filter people before they even get in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me too.
generally speaking, the people who do come in at this point, they're way more engaged than the ones I used to accept in 6 months ago or longer. And it's incomparable, in fact, the difference between members then and now. There's much more consistency, at least I would say, in the quality of members coming in, particularly in the last 3 months.
Yeah, and I noticed also. I think in Ryan's community, I can let in maybe around between 10 and 20%. I can let in, but we're on the first page of money in discovery, so that's just like a
And now we're talking about two things again, right? One is avoiding this situation Ayub has by not letting people in the first place.
Yeah.
But now, what if we have the situation like Ayub has? My suggestion would be, I don't know if you've already have done that. Have you had a one-on-one call with him to like?
I did. I had that call, and I had it even on WhatsApp, and I tried to be tactful about it.
Yeah.
But didn't work. Like literally 30 minutes later on the call, there he is in his underwear. So
Yeah. So in that case, I will communicate. Look, I don't think this is working.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gotta let him go. But going back to Mark's point, by the way, it really helped when I added those qualifying questions. That helped actually. And now I have, for example, yesterday I had 2 requests to join the group. I let one. Oh, another question. So one I accepted, and the other one I let it just be out there. So do I click decline because I don't want them to reapply again? So I just leave it up there. I don't think there's an option to have someone not able to apply again to your community.
There is.
Is that possible?
There is.
Possible.
Well, my way of doing it, maybe there's a better way, Mindy might know, but my way would be doing is admit him, but then ban him from the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
You admit them first, and then you have the option to remove or ban. And you can reverse the ban at any time, but that would then not allow him to join again.
Okay. That's cool. And
Yeah,
just one last point, I do believe that it's important for us to be selective about our communities, no matter where we are on our journey, because at the end of the day, it's one rotten apple can ruin a whole package, a whole box of apples. So, we have to, as creators. Go ahead, Mark.
I like to compare this to who you would allow to enter your home.
Who?
Yeah.
I like to compare this to who you would allow to enter your home and to stay there for a longer time. You wouldn't do that with just anyone who comes along, would you?
Yep. I love that. Absolutely, Mark.
I think the good thing is... Go ahead.
Does anybody know how many times they can request?
You mean to join a community? As far as I know, there's no limit.
No limit? Okay.
As far as I know, there's no limit. So as long as they're not banned, they can apply and cancel their application an infinite number of times.
Yeah, because I see every day it's like the same coming up again. It's like I toss them out the same day they're there again, and then you see it's like last request declined by Mindy, and but then after some days it disappears. Those ones, so I'm thinking maybe they have like an automation behind it to try.
What also happens is if an application remains pending for 90 days without being let in, that application gets cancelled by default.
Oh yeah, but 90 days, yeah.
But that's 90 days. We're talking 3 months here.
Yeah.
How do you know this, Mark?
Because I had a person who I left pending that long. I was testing out. I knew it was an inactive account.
Okay. Yeah.
But I monitored it over a longer time. I just left it there pending.
Nice.
This was way back, mind you. I had already tested this in March.
Yeah.
What I did notice is I had two in the other community like some months ago, and their profile got reported. It's inactive on Skool, but they're still counting as a member in my group. They're
Because
still in there and counting member.
Yeah, because you haven't removed them, right? So they would be.
Yeah, but they're counting members, so their profile is not active on Skool anymore. It's gone.
Here's another use case, Mindy. One of the two accounts that I removed was actually suspended. When I opened it, it still shows, it counts, and it shows in my member list. And when I clicked on it, it showed that this account is suspended because it broke the rules, the school rules.
Yeah, but
it
it's
still
counting
counts.
as a member. Yeah.
It is counting. It is counting. So I kicked him out anyway. But it's weird how it's suspended, but still counts.
Yeah, because if you imagine all these big groups that are just letting everything in and everything gets suspended, but they will have so many members that are not even existing, but they're counting.
Yeah, but hold on, just the logic behind it. An account being suspended, right? If, let's say, so these are all bots, scammers, yeah. But what if we get suspended, right? We're a legit person, but we get suspended for whatever reason, then, while investigation is pending, whatever, I'm just saying stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Why should we be removed from all the groups, right? So maybe to be reinstated, and then you go on, right? If we look at it as just bots and scammers, yeah, why should they still be in the group, right? Suspended, create another account and another one and another one. But if we look at it as, what if this happens to a real human, by mistake or whatever, then it makes sense that they're still in the group, in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I really like about Skool is how they really gear it towards community. For example, you can't really look for someone on Skool. You have to be in the same group, at least one group, shared group, to find them or to contact them. I like the fact that on Skool, you can't really just go out there and spam people. You will get flagged, and it's really easy to report all the bots and all the spams. And I had a conversation recently with a friend where he asked me about, I introduced him to Skool, and he asked me if he can eventually automate and add his own bots to respond to comments. And I was like, that's a no-go on Skool. You have to be a real person behind these comments, and otherwise the algorithm, it will kick you out. It's not bot friendly as it stands as a platform. So and I do understand why some creators would think about that. They want to automate some parts of the interaction, but hey, you can delegate instead. You can have members on your team. You can have hire people to help you manage your community. So as you grow, you just scale your team. So having a virtual assistant or someone who can work with you, they don't really necessarily have to be working full time. They can be working part time. They can be paid hourly on an hourly basis, but they just can take off maybe 10, 15, 20 hours per week off your plate, so you can focus more on the money-making stuff, on the more impactful, I would say, things to do. So, for example, Mark, you brought up earlier this point. It's a very valid point. You value your time, and you want your time to be well spent on things that are most impactful, I would say, on creation, on money-making activities. So, yeah, it is a valid point, and eventually, as you grow, you can just delegate some tasks and have someone help you. Yeah.
I wanted to say then it's particularly handy now that this group has two admins. That, for example, let's say you are presenting during a call, and the last thing you want is to have to moderate, for example, the noise, someone who's being noisy or distracting or anything of the sort. Because if the other admin is on, they can do that on your behalf without interrupting you.
Yes. That's a very good point, and that's, for someone like me, is what I need, as soon as the group gets a little bit larger, or on the call, right? Right now with this, I can manage. But as soon as there's like, a dozen or 15, I'm a person. I cannot focus on the chat over here or on muting somebody and still following the whole thing. I can do that if, you guys are having a conversation, but in general, no, that's not me. So that helps.
In fact, something you may remember that they used to do in schoolers, and this goes several months back, was that one of the admins would, for example, collect questions for the main speaker.
Yeah.
So he'd be monitoring the chat while the speaker carries on with his presentation or addressing points directly. But of course, there wouldn't be time for them to go through, for example, 100 different questions. So he would curate and, for example, pick, let's say, the most burning 10 questions of those 100. But that is when the community grows really, really large.
Yes. And to what you just brought up about, managing the muting and stuff like that, as an admin, just to clarify, moderators can also do the same. I tried this out with Mindy. The only thing a moderator cannot do is the recording part. Everything else the moderator can do. And so as a community owner, you don't necessarily, in those terms, need to make somebody admin to have that assistance on your call. Moderator is enough to do that.
I wanted to share with you, Mark. So this is exactly what we do in ICF. So International Coach Federation, we have these webinars for our community, for the coaches all over the world. And what we do is that on every live call, we always have 2 admins on that call. Always. That's the rule. So one person is the host. They are doing the interactions. They are presenting. They are managing their slides. They are interacting with people. And the other person would handle the tech side. They are fully focused on that. So because we have big numbers, it can be 30, 50, up to 100 people, sometimes even more on that call. So the person handling the tech side, they would be managing approvals, so approve or deny members. They would manage allowing videos, muting microphones, etc., etc. So he would also moderate the chat, and also what they do is when we arrive to the Q&A session, they would read the question. They would select the most important question, the most question. I would say the questions that would most benefit the community. And then they would read them out one by one and have the other person, the main host, I would say, answer them. So that has always been our protocol, and this is what we do on every call. So I believe once you have a group with, I would say, big enough, with a big enough number, it's a requirement. It becomes a requirement to have 2 people on the call.
All right, so
That's a good idea. Especially if, a call is larger.
Yeah.
I have something. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said, you can't really focus on both.
Yeah.
You just
I have something I want to test. If Mark, did you want to say something?
I need to be away in a minute because it's time to begin making dinner, but sure, let's do it.
Okay, so before you're away for a minute, what we're going to do is, Joshua, can you turn on your camera? We're going to do a screenshot with everybody smiling cheese for our community picture. And if Joshua cannot hear us, yeah, here. All right, guys.
Anyone lactose intolerant?
Cheese. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Because we then post that, and I'll also use it as a thumbnail for uploading the video. Now, the thing I wanted to test, Mark, well, not just for you, Mark, but in general, we just talked about having somebody be an admin moderator to help us, right? And so what I want to test is I'm going to make Mindy an admin right now live, which
Again.
I just did. Now, without you leaving the call, do you now have admin controls? Is what I'm wondering.
No, we tested it out last time. No, that didn't work.
So
Okay.
hold on. Try, for example, disabling my audio.
Yeah,
You should
that.
see-
Yeah, but that. Oh yeah.
You
Let's
should see the 3 dots on my tile. If it works, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, that's what I meant, right?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Not yet?
So
Wait.
you would have to
He
leave
has
the
to
call.
leave.
Yeah, need to leave.
Yeah,
the
and
call.
reconnect. Yeah.
All right.
But that's no big deal because it
Exactly.
just
You can fix
know,
that in 3 seconds.
the reason why I wanted to test it out is because on a Zoom call you can make anybody a co-host or host,
Yeah.
right, on the fly, right? So that's what I was wondering. How do I do that here? I have to go to the community, make somebody an admin, which I did, but it doesn't change it here. But of course, you would just leave and join again. And also, that makes more sense to me than the Zoom one for security reasons.
Mhm.
Okay.
What it also means is that when people join the call, their status remains for the time that they're inside of the call the same with which they joined,
Yes. That session. Yeah.
unless they leave. Then it should be able for them, if they rejoin again, under, for example, a change of status.
I have another question. I came across yesterday and I didn't know the answer. And I was like, oh, now I just think about it because I was just going through a request now while on the call. Can I share my screen?
I think I have to give you permission to do that. Let me check.
Can I share my screen when it's an other browser? Is that
I have
okay?
to allow
You just
it
right
and
clicking
then-
on sharing screen and it says waiting for an approval to share screen. So you have to click on share screen, wait for Dan or Mark to approve it, then you can start sharing the screen.
Wait, but oh yeah, I'm in the call on. Wait, I need to think. How can I do this? 1 second. How I need to go for it. The live thing is still not working on my my other browser. So let's see how I can do this. Yeah.
I allowed sharing on my side for your
Yeah.
account, I guess, profile.
Yes.
Yes,
can see me?
Wonderful.
Yep.
we can see you and your screen.
Oh, good. Well, I don't know if that's good, but okay. Let's see this one. See how many activities he has?
Mhm.
It's like a lot. And then here I have 104 contributions. Can somebody explain me that? Because sometimes I have like a situation like this, and then 0 contributions there.
Stanley, those 104 contributions are across all of school.
Okay, but look at his profile. He already has 100 in 2 weeks or in 1 week.
Likes are not contributions.
You can filter
Yeah,
on
like
the
our
contributions
activities,
and
but
find
not
out what
contributions.
group they're in.
You can have 200 likes in a day and you wouldn't have a single contribution.
Yeah.
Really? Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be all green.
Likes are not contributions. Contributions are, you're searching communities, for example, where it says over there, select a group to see contributions.
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
Contributions are comments and replies. That's what they are.
And post.
Aha!
Comments, replies, posts. In
Yes.
fact, you can filter that. Try it out, Mindy. There's a
Yes.
button next to it.
Oh, well,
Yes.
No, go back.
yeah, sorry. My laptop is, yeah.
Yeah, back to his profile. Now, there is that little button with 2 arrows pointing against each other next to the select a group to see contributions.
Oh, yeah, but no, there's nothing there. That's because, no, there's nothing there.
Exactly. That is what I check before I let people in. to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
if
me
they're-
too,
If they're
but
really
I-
active.
Didn't
But
understand.
that number denotes that they're in the group that you have to pay for that you don't have access to.
There's
Yeah,
a
and
pos-
sometimes
yes.
if they hide them from here, they hide them from the profile, but they're still here.
Yeah, only the ones that you have in common, though.
No, no.
the
No?
ones that show up in the list. There may be other communities that show up where, for example, either the community is public. I think it's mostly those. if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
the public
Those
ones.
that are set
No,
to
the
public.
hidden,
Those will
the
show up.
contributions that are hidden are the paid communities.
I think it's a free,
Not necessarily, Tim, because there are communities which are paid, but which are also publicly visible.
Yeah, I know there's a difference in that. I wasn't trying to point out anything major. I'm just saying that that's how I find them.
Mhm.
And the other thing, if you go into the group or the community and you want to find if they've made any like comments, then you can use the default filter or the order by date and interaction section, which is a drop down when you're in that group.
in
Then
the
you
group.
can-
Yeah.
Then you
But
can
yeah,
see the unread posts of likes.
yeah.
Mhm.
So you can then go systematically one by one, forward, backwards, or sideways, in order to find their contributions or their likes. I mean, their likes primarily.
exactly.
That's how I do it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
typically what I would do is filter, for example, through the communities listed, just to have an idea. Listen, is this profile actually real,
Yeah.
active, and whatnot? And when was that last activity? Because if, for example, I say that the last activity was 6 months ago, even when I check communities, then
Yeah. You check the date that they last logged in as well.
Oh yeah, that 100%. Yeah, but it's requests that are coming daily, so they were
Yeah.
active because
no,
I
mind
do
you,
that.
if a request came in, it's in the last 24 hours, assuming you're a daily user, which you are.
Yeah, so the third filter I'm pointing out is that you can find the likes by someone who you wouldn't normally see their contributions or don't want to see their contributions, but you can see their likes because those contributions don't really matter about likes, as we've already mentioned. But if you filter them by the most recent filter, you can see who's made contributions because they're all unread to you. So you could go through systematically one at a time from the future to the past or from the past to the future. And then you can go through every single one like I do.
Yeah, but that's in groups that you were in. So then they're already in.
Yeah.
We have about 5 minutes left, guys, just making you aware.
I need to rush to the kitchen.
That's fine.
I'm going to rush to the bathroom.
All right. No, thanks for joining us.
I've got another call. I'll see you all later. Thanks very much.
All right, Tim.
Yeah,
Bye for now.
Pleasure. See you guys.
See you,
Thank you,
Mark.
Mark. See you.
Bye.
We still have some minutes if you guys want. One thing that I now do as soon as I'm unsure about checking a profile, etc., is I check, are they in schoolers?
Oh yeah,
Right?
that's the first thing I do.
Because that's like a pre-qualifier. That means they'll have a community, which means they have a certain level. Obviously, it can still be a free account, but
Yeah, exactly. Especially now with the 90 days, that is like, that's something that will last until the half of November.
Yeah.
I'm on that. I don't mind. I'm like, bring it on. I'm using it. Being active. I have my fire emoji now, so
Woo!
putting those 90 days into good use.
Very nice.
So,
All right, guys. Anybody? Any last questions?
No.
well, I'm just gonna go and kick that person out. So and I won't feel guilty about it. This is what I come out with after the call, because I didn't. I was feeling guilty about it. Like, I want to serve people, and it pains me to kick out someone. At the end of the day, you can't really help those that don't want to be helped. And I've done my part. I gave feedback. I hopped on a call. I did my best. It is what it is.
To be honest, I would not have had that patience. That would have a one conversation and go with me. That would not have. It's a matter of respect to me.
Yeah. It
And if
is,
there
but
is
I was like, maybe it's due to being young and ignorant, because we've all done mistakes early in our
Yeah.
careers. When starting off, we were foolish. We didn't know how to do things, and so I wrote it off as that. I was like, maybe there is hope, but it seems that
And with each time something like this happens, we learn and practice how are we going to handle it with future members, right? The similar
Absolutely.
thing comes up, you already know how you're going to handle it, right?
True. Gotta be picky.
Yeah. Very nice, guys. I think we can wrap this up for now, and we'll meet again next week. Maybe we want to jump on the next call. Thanks again, Joshua, for joining us for the first time. Hope you can make it to these calls regularly. I cannot hear you, Joshua.
We need a lip reading plugin on Skool or something.
Yeah. No, still cannot hear you. Maybe it'll work next time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
Right,
Dan,
guys.
for hosting us. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Mindy, as well. Joshua, God bless you. So yeah, have a good one. So
Good one, guys. See you next
Bye-bye.
time. Bye.